like today. If you want to see what the journey is going to look like, then please keep watching. Let's head over.
My favorite way to get onto the High Line is by starting at 30th Street, Hudson Yards, and walking south. While you're at Hudson Yards, you can visit the interior of the vessel. You can no longer climb to the top, but you can enter onto the ground floor and take nice pictures while you're there. The interior reminded me of a hotel I'd previously been to. It also looked like it could have been the various floors of a mall. The most spectacular sight from the inside is this elevator. I've never seen anything like it before. As you look up towards the top, you can see that the elevator slants towards the building and goes all the way up to the last level. Okay, enough of the vessel. Soon we'll start our walk south along the High Line. One final activity that I'll mention for you to do in Hudson Yards is to visit the Shed. This is an art gallery and they have unique exhibits. It's located right next to the vessel. The High Line is a public park that is open daily and is 2 stories above the street. It's built on a 1.45 mile long elevated rail structure that starts on Manhattan's west side at 34th Street and runs south to Gansevoort Street. Dogs are not allowed on the High Line. Its history goes back to the mid-1800s. Back then, freight trains ran on street level along 10th Avenue. Pedestrians suffered many accidents, and 10th Avenue was nicknamed Death Avenue. To prevent pedestrian deaths, in the 1920s, the railroad hired men on horseback to wave red flags warning of oncoming trains. In 1924, the city's Transit Commission removed 105 street-level railroad crossings, which led to an elevated rail line. In 1933, the first train ran on the High Line. Back then, it was called the West Side Elevated Line. Interestingly, the lines cut directly through some buildings, enabling easy access for factories. One of these was Nabisco, which is now home to Chelsea Market. If you haven't seen my video on Chelsea Market, I'll leave it linked in the description box. As you walk down the High Line, you'll be able to walk through one of these old factory buildings, and now it's completely an open air space. The High Line used to be a freight rail line from 1934 to 1980. Its main purpose was to carry meat to the meatpacking districts, agricultural goods to factories and warehouses, and mail to the post office. By the 1960s and 1980s, the use of trains had decreased due to the increased use of trucks. The High Line was founded by residents in the neighborhood in 1999 to prevent the elevated rail track from being demolished. You can access the park at different streets using elevators, ramps, or stairs. There are even restrooms found along the High Line. I will leave all of the access points and the locations of the restrooms written in the description box. The High Line's hours vary by season. In general, the park is open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It stays open until 11 p.m. during the summer and closes at 7 p.m. during the winter. Free public tours are offered on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. You can also schedule a private tour to learn more about the park. These tours can be tailored to whatever you're interested in, such as arts, history, horticulture, or architecture. Each tour lasts 90 minutes. The rates are based on the number of attendees. If you get hungry during your walk, food and drink options are available at 15th, 22nd, and 30th Streets. A portion of every food purchase helps support park maintenance. You can find items like Shake Shack burgers, wine, gelato, frozen treats, Italian paninis, German street food, donuts, empanadas, and coffee. The Highline is a non-profit, free public space. If you'd like to donate to the park, book a private tour, or check the website for general information, I'll leave the link to their official website in the description box. This is a great example of some of the unique architecture that you'll see while walking the Highline. This building here is comprised of apartments. I just couldn't bring myself to look away from it. It's so different than anything else. The park was constructed and opened in stages. The first part opened in June of 2009, and the final section was opened in spring 2019. The Highline was designed by James Corner Field Operations, a landscape architecture firm, the architecture firm Diller, Scofido and Renfro, and planting designer Piet Udolf. The planking system on the park was designed to redirect rainwater towards the planting beds. The Highline is considered to be a green park because it repurposes a piece of industrial infrastructure into a public green space. It also serves the same function that a green roof would by reducing the amount of stormwater that runs into the sewer system, since the water drains into the planting beds instead. Did you know that the Highline connects 3 neighborhoods? These are the Meatpacking District, Chelsea, and Hudson Yards. Here are some more unique apartment buildings as you're walking along the Highline. From this particular place, you can see the Edge NYC, the highest outdoor sky deck in the Western Hemisphere. You are 100 floors above the city. If you want to check out my Edge NYC video, I'll leave that linked in the description box. It's quite the experience. At this junction, there is another seating area where you can enjoy the beautiful city streets below. This is what it looks like from the bottom. As you walk along the Highline, you may begin to see artworks and sculptures such as this one. If you look to the right of this statue, you can see the Highline goes inside that building that's right in front of us. This is an example of how the Highline would go through buildings to easily access factories. And here is some more artwork at the end of the walk. This is one of my favorite places in the park. The architects decided to have a stream of water running above these planks because this is where water used to naturally accumulate before this area was even turned into a park. The Whitney Museum of American Art and the Standard Highline Hotel can be seen near the southern end of the park. If you're up for a museum visit, head over to the Whitney. Or if you're hungry at the end of your visit, head over to Chelsea Market. It will only take you a few minutes to get to either place. And if you want to continue exploring more parks, Little Island is also a few minutes away. If you haven't seen my video on Little Island, I'll leave it linked in the description box.
Thank you so much for watching this week's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss my videos when they go live on Thursday evenings. In the meantime, let's keep in touch on Instagram at Miss Anna Adventures. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in my next video. Take care. Bye!